RMJ Movie Reviews back again. This time, this is an on-the-fly movie review combined with a happy Halloween horror movie review of Happy Death Day. Oh boy, Happy Death Day. Okay, I saw the poster for it when I went to the theater without having seen the trailer. I was intrigued, of course, because I'm a fan of this genre. And I knew it was coming out Friday the 13th, so I said, okay, good marketing ploy. These kids now do not know what the hell that means. But I'm an old timer for these kind of movies, so hey, I'll check it out. Saw the trailer, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, we got Valentine meets Groundhog Day. Okay, cool, whatever, fine, I'll check it out. Then I saw the PG-13 rating, and I said, they've done it again. They've done it again. When will they ever learn? But I saw Blumhouse, which their track record, Don't Breathe, Get Out, a couple of other ones I'm missing, but their track record has been good. So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I had fun with this movie. I really did. I'm going to address the PG-13 rating since I'm an 80s baby. And, I'm a stickler for, if you're going to call yourself a slasher movie, you need to be rated R. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's just what it has to be. I'll digress in a minute. But either way, the movie was fun. It was really fun. Mostly because it's well written for this genre. And also it really, I guess the issue that I find in being fans of 80s slasher movies, the reboots, the rebirth of the genre that came with Scream in the 90s and early 2000s, and then just kind of more of the recent ones that kind of remakes that they squeeze out, or just ones that go direct to Redbox. I guess the issue that I find, at least for me, I know what the genre is, so I don't ever get upset when I go watch one of these movies and the girl goes into the dark basement, or the blonde chick in the wet t-shirt falls while the killer is running after her and people smacking the audience. I know what this movie is. I know what this genre is. So it doesn't upset me when those tropes happen. And it boggles my mind how casual movie viewers just don't. They go see it and they complain about it. Like, I'll hear them complain about it in the theater, and I just go like, they're not complaining like they're emotionally involved with it. Like, they're complaining about it, like making fun of it. And I just sit there like, what did you think you were paying for? You're paying to see a guy with a knife chase a chick, watch her fall, and say no, and he kills her. Or some guy that says, hey baby, I'm going to get the beer. The killer takes him and impales him on the wall. That is what you are paying for when you go to see a slasher movie. Why they complain about it, and why they go into the movie and say, I thought it was going to be scary. Come on, guys. Come on. These movies are made purely for the inner sadist in us, to watch people get chased and killed, and then watch the final guy or girl fight the killer to the death. And then we'll go and see the sequel 2 years or the next year after that. Consumption. That's what this is. Supply and demand, period. I bring that point up, digressing about that issue, because Happy Death Day is particularly made for the people who smack in the audience of slasher films. Because this is honestly not a true slasher film. It's not, because it's not rated R. It's not violent enough. And we don't even get any butt shots in this movie. Like, there's literally scenes where, like, there's these hot sorority girls. We don't get like any thigh shots with their legs crossed when they turn around. There's this one brunette she's gorgeous. Every single time she comes in the room, she leaves, the camera cuts, doesn't even show her butt. Like, are you serious? Come on, man. Like, you don't even get that. You don't even get a bathing suit shot. So it's just like... So to me, in my opinion, this is not a true slasher movie. This is an inventive... I would use the word parody, but it's not as wink as something like Scary Movie or Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Summer, or one of those kind of goofy kind of things. But it really is a Groundhog Day don't know if I call it comedy. I've heard some people call it a comedy, but I wouldn't agree with that. I guess only word I can use is parody, but it's not as goofy as the movies that I mentioned or a Naked Gun style parody of a slasher film. So it has all the tropes of the chasing and the the character in the foreground and the killer in the background killing somebody in the background and not knowing just there's no blood. You get a little bit of blood at the end of the movie when the killer meets his demise, but overall this is a pretty bloodless affair. I mean, interesting, I digress. Like, I can tell you right now, you could watch Poltergeist 2 from 1986, and that's a much more intense PG-13 horror film. Actually, all the Poltergeist movies are much more intense than this thing here. So, I don't know. I just give that example that they could have took the rating further with this, and they didn't. So, this is not a true slasher movie. This is an inventive parody on a slasher movie, slash light thriller. That's what I'd call it. And I think the inventiveness, the Groundhog Day style of it, is what actually makes it very unique. As far as the killer going after the girl, I mean, I will say the very first time the killer chases her when she's walking through the tunnel and the music is like, I was like rolling with it. Like, I was like legit like in it. Like, seriously. Like, if it was like bloody and had TNA, I was like, okay, I'm with this. This is fun. And that's the only time it really is serious. Then from then on, it kind of gets into the parody thing. But I was with it. It was really just kind of making fun of a genre. And I kind of think at this point, this movie is made for the haters of 80s and 90s slasher movies. Because this movie is really mocking those films. It mocks it in kind of a sort of respectful way to the genre, but nevertheless, it is mocking it. As in Scream was self-referential, but was still heavily reverent to the genre and being mean and violent and creepy. This goes in the opposite direction. But again, I mean, at this point now, we're almost getting 40 years of these movies. So I think maybe this might be the only route it can go. I think as far as the hardcore days of like, just the really violent ones, and I just don't really think they could do it anymore. It's the audiences, the casual audience members just don't respect this genre. But I think, again, the movie's inventive. The acting is very good. It has some genuine twists in the reveal of who the killer was. I mean, nothing as good as like 1996 Scream 1. But still, I was kind of with it. I was kind of like, okay, this is fun. And it's a fun, goofy little movie, and I enjoyed myself, So I'd recommend it more if you kind of look at it from that angle. I mean, it's kind of being advertised, I think, falsely, and that it's gonna be something like Scream that is very reverent to the genre. In which case, this movie is not reverent to the genre, namely because it's PG-13. That's not being reverent to 80s slasher movies. So when I hear people call it a slasher movie, it's not a slasher movie. Slasher movies show blood. Somebody going, and a person going like this, and they fall down on the ground, and there's no blood, and there's no TNA. You don't even get a butt shot in a dress. This is not a slasher genre. This is a parody of a slasher movie. But it's inventive, and the acting is good, and I think it's a well-done parody in making fun of a genre. I don't like when they make fun of the slasher genre, but I think for what it's supposed to be, it's very well done, and I had a good time with it. So if you all who are my age go into the movie with that mindset, but again, it's a PG-13 rating. You're not even going to get anything as intense as like I said, something like Poltergeist 2 or even Poltergeist 1, which was further back, 1982, which is crazy. So they could have took this further, but they did not. Go figure. But thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, leave comments down below about Happy Death Day, and ding-a-ling-a-ling, don't forget to hit the little bell so you can be notified when I make some new videos. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll see you soon.